Hi everyone, and welcome to our newest release webinar. After the positive feedback that we got during our last webinar, we decided to do a new one for our latest release, 10.9. I'm here together with Gabi, our head of product, and we're going to explain you some of the latest and newest things that we've developed into your corporate travel app. Release 10.9 is coming out on the 19th of February. However, together with this release, you will already get a new version of the app, which you can play with and actually see the cool things that Gabi is going to demo you right now. So with that, I'm going to give the floor to Gabi to connect her phone and show you what we've built. And I can already tell you it's some cool stuff coming ahead with, for example, risk and safety, the portal, and more. So Gabi, up to you.
Thanks, Misha. So I am connecting my phone, and what I'm going to demo to you today will be three things. Firstly, I will demo to you what we made in the app. Then I will demo to you what we made in the portal. And then I will demo to you our new dynamic reports, the beta version of them. I'm going to start with the app. Misha already mentioned some of what we did, and I think it's worth showing that we have our very new risk and safety feature in this new release, which is actually something that is available in the trip overview. So this is something that we're building out slowly but steadily, and we will start including more information in the trip overview detail screen as we proceed to iterate on the product. What you see here is that it recognizes the destinations of your trip, and it will give you the information that is related to risk and safety for this destination. Please be aware that you do not have to call this feature risk and safety. You can give it a different name that suits your organization, because basically what we do is we serve up some information that is relevant to you. As you can see, I have just tapped the location Atlanta, and it takes the information of where I'm flying from and where I'm flying to, and it's serving me up a summary of the correct information that belongs to this. This information that you're looking at is powered currently by Sherpa and Citata. And it shows me the current travel risk and shows me the current safety advice as well as border information. So it says, okay, you have to exercise high caution, and the border is partially closed. This is still based on US advice. We are iterating during next quarter to make this complete on city level. So you will have the advice that's relevant on city level, because some countries are bigger than others and they have a lot of airports. So it's more relevant to have this information on city level. Then what we have is COVID-19 information. So you can see what the status of the lockdown is, the total cases and the number of new cases. These bars that I'm showing you here can be expanded upon. So we could add more duty of care information in here from your own duty of care information provider, for example. Or we can take out COVID-19 when it's no longer relevant. So this feature is very much based on serving up information that you think is important to your travelers related to risk and safety, or however you want to name the feature yourself. Then on the practical page, we're going to show you the entry restrictions, the quarantine that's required, some general information. So you might see information on vaccinations here, that masks are mandatory, on transportation. And what we have done here is, in order for you to be able to get the correct information, you can select your citizenship. Right now, what we do, we automatically take the citizenship from your departure location. So it automatically assumes that I'm Dutch, since I'm leaving from Amsterdam. Then for visa, I will put it in my citizenship, we do not store this data. So this is the kind of data that falls under PII. So we are not allowed to store this data. We won't do that. We are looking at an iteration where we can store this data locally on your phone systems, as we have restrictions on the PII data that we're allowed to hold. Then I've put in my citizenship, and then I'm getting all of the things that are applicable to me as a Dutch citizen traveling to the US. So this is how the feature currently works. I have to say this was a very big feature for us to build in 3 months. I think, Misha, you've also seen the team scrum to get this out there, but we do think it's very important, and it holds a lot of value for travelers as well. And it might move a little bit of our efforts into pre-trip as well, because you're able to access this feature through the menu, where it's the 4th item in the menu in this case. You tap on risk and safety, and what you can do is say, okay, I'm leaving from, let's say I'm leaving from New York, and I am flying to Amsterdam. Then what it will do is it will start selecting all of the information that is applicable to this. So it will serve me up the same information that I need in order to be able to travel. So you can always go to this feature separately and enter that via the menu. And then there's a third way to also access the feature, which is via messages. So what we do in messages is we also want to make sure that you know what's going on. So we've added a message in your message center, where you will be able to see what the risk and safety measures are for the location that you're traveling to. It has a push attached to it, by the way, and it is completely configurable, so you can turn this on and off. We think it will drive engagement, as it is important right now. But talk to your customer success manager, talk to Thanos, talk to Misha to get it configured the way you want. Another interesting new feature that we have is included under carbon footprint, because we have added rental cars. That means that on the rental car timeline item, you will be able to see your carbon footprint. You will be able to see it in the detail view. It works the same as for hotels and flights, and we've also added it in the menu under the totals. What we do there is we take a calculation that is based on an estimate of your pickup point to your hotel and back. Those are the distances that we currently take in order to be able to calculate this. We cannot track what you do between those locations. So that actually means if you take your car to go to meetings, we don't know. So this number could be more accurate, but this is a start into being able to get a more comprehensive overview of your carbon footprint. So those are the features that we're currently adding for you to your app. Then I have 2 more things that I want to demo to you. And I have to share my screen again for that. The first thing that you're looking at is something that is a beta version still, as you can see right here. And this is something that we're very proud of, because we send you static monthly reports at the moment. And those static monthly reports do not allow you to deep dive into data. So what we are doing is we are building out something that is less static. And we started with your trips, an overview, in a Power BI dashboard. So we will be allowing every customer to have their own dashboard and access their own information. And you get more comprehensive and easy insights into where your travelers are, into trips. So what we're actually introducing is the reporting on trips, and it's also new. We haven't done that in this way before. So you will still be able to get the reporting on PNR level, but we also want to be able to, for example, also show you the average trips per traveler, and that's also interesting. The average destination per trips, unique destination cities, and the total of travelers, of course. And you can also see a breakdown of destination types. If it's undefined, it could be both or more. So you will be able to click on this in order to deep dive into, okay, what's going on here? So I want to know what's going on here. And another thing that we have added is the destination and departure location. This is a very first tryout. We are very interested in knowing what you would like to see in here. For example, we already thought that next to top 15 destinations and top 15 departure locations, you might want to know your top hotel chains or the top flight routes, your top carbon spend well, not in the positive sense, but in more of a negative sense, because that's where you could probably do something on the carbon footprint. So do let Thanos and Misha know what you're interested in with regards to this and what you're seeing. We are already building a few extra dashboards this quarter that you will be getting next quarter. And those dashboards include things like route information, carbon footprint information, and we are looking at, for example, flight versus train routes. How can we go about that? So we welcome you as product to let them know or schedule a call with us what you're interested in. And then we have something that I myself am very enthusiastic about, the PNR compliance. So this is a first, well, I would say, page of many. The data team is building many more, where we are looking at PNR compliance and trip compliance from a whole different perspective than we used to. So we are actually looking at, okay, what is the compliance for your total number of travelers? And you can see, this is dummy data, by the way, so this is not, I hope this is not the case for any of you, that the PNR compliance could be better for, well, this month, for December 2020. You can click on all of these elements once you receive those reports to be able to deep dive into, okay, what's going on there. And we did this in order for you to be able to start playing around with it and to see if this is the kind of data that actually also helps you to improve your programs. Then, this is the portal. I'm going to sign into it. Your sign-in process will be totally different because we are going to have to do something with security and making sure that everything is okay with that regard. So that means you will have two-factor authentication, and we will make sure that your experience there is more wholesome. I did want to show you the first version of the portal. You can already see that, this portal is all about messaging. What we do plan in the future is to add a few more tabs under here, except for the logout tab. That will allow you to do even more, like alter top destinations or create your own travel manager messages. So that's those messages on top of the timeline items. For now, what we're building is messaging that is going to end up in the message center that I also demoed earlier on. And you can message on flight, hotel, rental car, and train. And let's look at what this is. These are already set messages. So these messages have already been set. And if I want to, for example, add a message for flight, I click on create for flight. Then I say, okay, so Roadmap has great benefits. when I am at Schiphol, which is the Amsterdam airport. So I will give it this title. It's going to be on flight. So I click next. Then I can put extra conditions based on predefined rules that we already have in our backend. And you can actually take 2 conditions per message. So I can say, okay, it has to be departure airport because, yeah, I just said it's about Amsterdam, Schiphol. So I will select that airport. Do I have an extra condition? No, because it's about all of the departing flights from Amsterdam Airport Schiphol. You can say, okay, this is the timing that I want for my message to be delivered. I can send it directly on booking. I think I don't want that. I think 2 days before the start, that's actually nice. I can do 1 day, that's more relevant because it's like an extra gift for me as the traveler in case of benefits. And then you can say, okay, what does the message look like? What do I want to convey? So I will say that you have free lounge access on Schiphol Airport. Then you fill in, okay, roadmap has arranged, yada, yada, in order to be able to convey the message. And I'm able to deep link into places in the app already, but I don't want that. I just want to send a message this time. And then I hit save. And then I've actually created a new message, which shows up in the full list of messages. And this is also something that we're offering to you with an addendum, of course, because it's a new product. So we need to make sure we do this in a very diligent way. But this will allow you and all of your teams to be able to start messaging. Currently, we are also bringing this version out as a beta because we still have to, for example, work on admin capabilities where we give this product to you and you will be able to set rights for all of the employees and departments that you want to be able to work with this tool in order to reach out to your travelers. And that's it for me for now. Am I forgetting anything, Misha, that you still want me to touch upon?
No, I think this was a wholesome overview of everything that we built, and I think it's amazing to see what the product team has achieved in the last 3 months. So, thanks for
I think
showing.
So too.
Thanks for showing the overview. And yeah, as I mentioned before, we will make sure that you get the test apps to play with this yourself as well. And we'll also make sure that you have access to the portal and to the dashboard with the reporting. So we will set this all up for you. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Thanos or myself, and we will be able to get that feedback to the product team and make sure that we keep on iterating on the already beautiful things that we deliver.
Yeah, and I think good to mention, Misha, is that these are all very first small versions. So as the portal and the Power BI reports are both completely new things. So they don't normally, they're not an app, and it's not what we normally do. We imagine that it might not be something that you expect to work in a certain way. So that's also why we're very interested to gather feedback. The admin, for example, is already feedback from one of our very valued customers. And if you have any questions on security, we can also serve that up for you as well. So we had it checked, it's pen tested, so everything is okay with it. And now we're going to add all of the admin capabilities. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate for sure to reach out.
Thank you for this addition, Gabi. I think that's it for our webinar this time. As always, if you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to share that with us, as we want to keep on improving both our product and the way that we deliver that to you. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy the latest version of our app.